the leaves will bury every year, and no one knows I'm gone.
A little Tom Waits right here on the Tony Jones Show off of the album Alice. That was Nobody Knows I'm Gone. Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. We're on Twitter at Tony Jones NRI if you'd like to interact with us this evening, which is taking place. John from Arm the Pit tuning in from Texas. Michael, I'm supposed to tell you that Chris from Germany says hi.
All right, Chris.
And
Great.
I wanted to, that wasn't just a random selection, that Tom Waits song. And this question is a little bit inside baseball, but when you sing, when I hear you, I put you in that category of Tom Waits, Ozzy Osbourne, where when you sing, you identify this is Michale Graves. You know, there's no question about it. How much of that is in an intentional way of singing, or is that just your natural, is that just your thing?
I'm not sure I got the entire question. It was hard to hear you. I think I understand the question to be is that my natural way of singing?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Vagabond is very much my natural way of singing. If you listen to what'll be coming out in the next couple months, Lost Skeleton Returns, or even in the Misfits, that is a different sort of style of singing because it's a different character. I'm a theater kid. Like I came up through the theater, and so everything is very big and dramatic. So Vagabond is very much my natural singing voice. With something like The Lost Skeleton Returns, the stuff that you hear from the Misfits is a much more, or Gotham Road, is obviously a lot more aggressive. There's a lot more rasp in my voice, and I just kind of let it fly a lot more than the sort of the emotional, the emotional and technique-driven way that I sing, whether it's acoustic or like the Vagabond voice.
And I think, and like me personally, I hear a little bit of a gospel influence in there with you. Am I way off on that? Or okay, yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Especially after 2005, 2006, when I became active with the West Memphis Three. I spent a lot of time in the American South, Mississippi, Tennessee, obviously Arkansas, and just steeped myself in old blues music, country music, gospel music,
sure,
and just allowed that to influence me and really steep in my soul.
So I want to change gears just a little bit because I have Chris from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. He wants to know about your endorsement of Ron Paul, and he wants to know if you think that we can politically achieve any kind of conservatives, libertarian leaning things.
Well, yeah, I supported Ron Paul in both his runs for president. As a lot of people know, I was amongst the crowd of neocons and people my age who had fallen asleep, especially after 9/11, and then later, woke up. A lot of people after serving in the military woke up to the true state of things, and so yeah, I support Ron Paul. I supported Ron Paul. I'm still active in the freedom movement. Do I think that we can gain politically? Absolutely, yes. I think that we are gaining politically in certain fights. It's indeed an uphill battle. There's much more people that I talk to, obviously, that are waking up and realizing truly what is going on in this country and around the world. So I think that's where we're achieving the most gains is people in their 30-somethings like myself, the Generation Xers that are alive and are awake and are fed up and angry and know exactly what's up. There's more and more of us finding each other and binding together and doing the things that are going to allow us those political and sociological gains, whether that's, again, going to press conferences and asking hard questions, making YouTube channels, and
sure.
Being a citizen reporter, calling into radio shows, putting messages in the music. All of those things will help us get out of this pit that we're in. But there's a big fight coming. It continues, and like I said, I'm with the freedom and the truth movement, heavily engaged.
And we've talked about it here, and what we've done here is utilize the alternative media and at the same time try to put out the most professional product possible. And we've talked about it ad nauseum on this show, but I was wondering if you could weigh in, and why is there such a reluctancy for younger people, and by younger people I mean like 40, like our age, but 40 and below, to want to be politically active? Are they just plugging away trying to do their thing, or have they thrown their hands up?
I think that there's a couple of things going on. I think that a lot of young people are naive. I don't want to say ignorant, but I think that they're naive. There's a lot of people that are just stuck in the matrix. It's easy to be stuck in the matrix. It's hard to think for yourself. We've gone through now a couple of generations that have bred that isolationist, just stare at whatever's on the TV and watch MTV and take in what's pop culture, and that has a lot to do with it, where people are just apathetic. They don't believe that change is even possible, or at least the change that good, hard-working Americans are looking for. They don't believe it's possible, and it's a hard thing to do, to be into history, about learning about this country and why it's great, and learning about world history. And again, I'm a spiritual person. I read my Bible, and it goes back to when you read Ecclesiastes. I think it's Ecclesiastes 1. And it's in the song "Chase the Wind," and that's exactly what I was indicating. The wearisome of things today, more than one can say. The more truth that you know, the more awake that you are, the clearer that you perceive this reality, the tougher it is, the more suffering there is, because you realize you see evil more clearly and you see good more clearly, but you truly see the terrible things that are around us. And so it's a tough thing. People just want to stay in their trance. They want to stay asleep. As
long as American Idol's on, right?
Right, sure, right. Well, as long as American Idol's on, and they can keep eating their McDonald's, and they can just, they just stay in the matrix. It's hard to break out of. It's very hard to break out of.
And I think that's why alternative media has become so potent for political change, is that it is fun. This is meaningful and fun at the same time. I talked about it last week. Doing political things like going to a town council meeting or going down to your state house, things of that nature, are just absolutely brutal.
Right. Yeah. Instead of playing PlayStation and succumbing to that virtual reality, or instead of just staring at the TV or just doing something that, becoming a jellyfish and, watching stupid YouTube videos. Yeah, people should become informed and do things like get into the political process and use their mind for change and fight the things that need to be fought and stand up for good, productive, things. And certainly. And one of the things that, again, you see a huge uptick with alternative media, because there's people like myself who are come of age, who are married, who have young children, and we see what's happening to this world, and we see the things that are being thrust upon us, and we feel the pressure of taxes and inflation, and we say, and a lot of people like us, we say, why? What is going on? And when you find out what's going on, like myself, you become very angry.
And I think that it's pretty fun to freak people out a little bit too. When I show up at a town council meeting or a press conference, all in black, wearing my Michale Graves T-shirt, people are like, What's going on here?
Well, that's good. That's good.
You still gotta rep a good brand though, and that's what counts at the end of the day. So I have off of Vagabond, I have Burn Baby Burn queued up. You want to tell us a little bit about that one?
Sure. I wrote Burn Baby Burn in Bucharest, Romania.
Sweet.
While I was working on Perkins 14, Bucharest, the city of Bucharest, really inspired me, and I fell in love with the city and met a lot of great people while I was there. And Burn Baby Burn is one of the songs that came out of that experience in my life.
So, written in Romania by Michale Graves, here is Burn Baby Burn right here on the Tony Jones Show.
From one another.